And eventually, she asked me to come in and use the bathroom. And this is when she literally jumped on me. Welcome back to SouFLoTV, everybody. It is your host with the most. Listen, for those of you who follow, you know that we have a segment on SouFLoTV that's called Dear SouFlo, right? And this is one of our letters from Dear SouFlo that I'm about to read to you right now because some young person wants some help. Let me see. I'll pull this up out of my email right quickly. Here it is. Bam. All right. Please bear with this. And I ask that you leave the comments in the comment section as if you were talking to your friend or your family member. People bare their souls to us. I don't know why. And I don't take it for granted either. I believe I've saved a life before. I believe I've saved somebody from going to prison before. So sometimes, you know, that's the way the world is now that we live in. People don't have anybody to talk to, so they reach out to us. Or they respect our reasoning abilities and our opinions, so they reach out to us, right? Let's get into this one. It says, I got my mother's friend pregnant. Please help. Dear SouFlo, I am writing to you because I got my mother's friend pregnant and I don't know what to do. I am still a teenager, but I am of legal age and my mother's friend is in her 40s. Jesus Christ. Wow. I'm trying to get this woman to have an abortion so we can both go on with our lives, but she has made it clear that she is going to have this baby. I am worried that my mother is going to kill me. Yeah, my mama would kill me for sure. I am worried that my mother is going to kill me. I did not want to hurt her this way, but it seems her friend does not care about their friendship as much. Pretty mature of you for a teenager. I asked her what does she think my mother will say or do, and she say she does not care about that, and that I am the one who needs to break the news to her because that is my mother. First of all, I am too young to be a father, and even if I was going to become one, I would never choose a woman who is that old. Teenager, 40s, yeah. I would never choose okay. First of all, I am too young to be a father, and even if I am going to become one, I would never choose a woman who is that old. In case you are wondering how I got into this situation in the first place, my mother's friend always had eyes on me from before I was of legal age, and she would flirt with me and make jokes and say things like, if you were just a little bit older, or if she was just a little bit younger. She used to do this in front of my mother, and my mother used to laugh it off and dismiss it, but the way she used to look at me when she would say these things was very telling. She started showing up at the house at times, knew that my mother would not be around. I guess he meant at times she knew my mother would not be around. The she is missing. Since they work at the same place and she knows her schedule. She knows my mother's schedule or her schedule. At first, she would say she was just checking on the house because she was passing by and saw something suspicious. Then she said she forgot something from her last visit, and eventually she asked me to come in and use the bathroom, and this is when she literally jumped on me. Wow. The first time she backed me up on the wall and pulled my shorts down and gave me shoulder, neck, your head. Yeah, that's the word that's here. Oh gosh. Then told me not to mention to my, whoa, let's go back over this. Hold up. At first, she would say she was just checking on the house because she was passing by and saw something suspicious. And then she said she forgot something from her last visit, and eventually she asked me to come in and use the bathroom. And this is when she literally jumped on me. The first time, she backed me up on the wall and pulled my shorts down and gave me, then told me not to mention to my mother that she had stopped by. After that, we started sexting. Sexting, for those of you who don't know, is talking sexually through texting. So instead of texting, you say sexting. So he says, then after that we started sexting and exchanging nude video clips and pictures. We only had 2 physical encounters, and the second one was at my house again after she stopped by randomly on a day when my mother was at work, claiming she had left something inside. It was quick, and it was standing up in the kitchen, and she did not give me a chance to even think about putting on a condom. I was not sexually active at the moment with anyone else because my girlfriend, who is my same age, had just left for college, so I did not need to keep condoms anyways. I wish I had used a condom now. I wish she had told me to use one. But again, she randomly appeared and forced herself on me, and I fell for it. I cannot believe she wants to keep the baby though. This will destroy the relationship between her and my mom, and they have been friends my whole life. I do not want that shady as hell. I'll address that in a minute. I do not want a child with someone who could be my grandmother, who could be a grandmother to that child. And this will definitely ruin the relationship between me and my girlfriend. Not to mention what my mom will do when she finds out. I don't know why this woman is deciding to keep this baby. She has no children of her own, so why start now at that age? SouFlo, you are like a big brother to me or a uncle, and I tune in all the time for your jokes and advice. Getting ready to go off to the military, and I think this will stop me from going. Please tell me what to do. I don't know if you will ever see this, but if you do, you can read it on your show. Please do not mention my email address or my name. Thank you. Okay. First of all, right, I see everything wrong with this. Everything is wrong with this. Wow. You know, I think I spoke about this before, right? When I was growing up, I used to see my mom's friends. First of all, you're teenage boys. You're a teenager. And teenage years for boys is when they start to be lusty, is when they start to look at the body of females that they might be attracted to. And it doesn't matter if it's an older woman or if it's a girl that's their age. A matter of fact, most teenage boys, especially later teens, have a crush on a grown woman. This is facts. And watch my comment section and see if the guys won't co-sign what I just said. I'm giving you facts, okay? While growing up, not just my mom's friend. My mom had one particular friend who used to always say stuff like this to me. She used to be like, boy, if I was just a little bit younger, the things I would do. And I probably was about 14 or 15. You know, I think when I hit about that age, I was like 5'11", going on 6 feet, right? I remember being 16 and 6 feet tall, though. So I was already 6 feet tall by the time I'm 6'5" now, so I've always been tall. But I was like the skinny kid. No matter how tall I was, you could still tell I was a kid, right? And I was very skinny. I was like 120 something, carrying all that height, like bone rail skinny. And she used to always make comments like, boy, if you had a little bit more meat on your bones, boy, if you were if I was a little bit older, or if I was a little bit younger, or if you were a little bit older. And I would laugh at it. But then she's saying those things to me. I started having a crush on her because she said those things to me. And I started thinking it was possible, right? So our FAP time, you know what FAP time is? You know, in teenage years, a boy starts, teenagers start discovering their bodies. They start, feeling on yourself kind of thing. So in my imagination, while I'm feeling on myself, my pictures in my head started becoming this friend of my mom's. Right? So I say it like this. Predators know. And I call you a predator if you're hitting on or flirting with a teenager and you're a grown-ass person. According to this letter right here, this kid, or I say kid because I have children that are teenagers, all the way up to the oldest teen before you become adult. So if you are an adult who are in your 40s, you have no friggin' business saying anything salacious to a friggin' 17, 18, 19-year-old. You don't even have business saying anything to them. But the world works like this, right? If they're 18, it's a legal age. And somebody says that's an adult. And even though it's a young adult, it's still an adult. So it's a 40-year-old and an 18-year-old. It's a consenting adult relationship. According to the law, there's nothing we can do. But we all know that that's creepy, right? Right. So back down. This person is saying that they are still a teenager, but they're of legal age, which is telling me that you are either 18 or just getting to 18. Now, 18, barely skimmed over into adulthood. You're getting ready to go off to college, which tells me you're probably 18, right? Your girlfriend is the same age as you that just went off to college. You're getting ready to go off to the military. Sorry, the letter says. Your girlfriend, who is the same age as you, just went off to college. You're 18. I'm guessing you're 18. Your mama's friend was wrong in every way possible. I want to say the kind of wrong that they say in the infantry and the military, but I don't want people to be offended, right? Just a bit of military jargon. You wronging than two boys fucking in church at the altar. But then, we moved into different times now, and some people don't think that even that is wrong. Now, some things are off limits. Some things are off limits. My friends, my homies, my brother's wife is off limits. Completely off limits to me. Matter of fact, my friend's children are off limits to me. And I would hope that my children are off limits to my friends, right? Somebody's going to say this is okay, but it can't be okay. It's only okay when your foot's not in that shoe. But if it's your child and one of your friends ended up having sexual relations with your child, you would not think this was okay. I don't think this is okay. And the part where he says she's 40, did he say she's 40? Let me go back. I think he said she was 40, right? She's in her 40s. That means she ain't 40, she in her 40s. She 42, 43, 45, hell, 49. She is his mama's friend and she is in her 40s. And you about to have a baby by a teenager. And this young man is asking why now? Because she has no children. And you've been my mama's friend before I was even born. That's creepy. So you watch me grow from a toddler before I could even walk. And you found something sexually attractive about me. And then you got pregnant. The way how she pulled up to the house, act like she left something inside. Talk about how, it says right here, she saw something suspicious while she was passing. I guess she lived somewhere close by in the neighborhood or something. And eventually made it into the house. That was all orchestrated. That was all planned. She was all fishing trying to get to you. She designed a way to get to you, and it worked, bro. It worked. And I'm sorry, but you're a young teen who just one hair shy of you were molested. Yeah, only because I'm saying you're 18, I'm saying you probably weren't molested. But you certainly were coerced. And you certainly were inveigled into this. Now she's pregnant and she wants to keep it. And the funny thing is, it's this young person's intelligence level and maturity level to ask, what do you think the relationship with you and my mom is going to be like after this? And she's telling you, that's your mama. You tell her. But I'm keeping the baby. So this person never cared about your mom. This person don't care about your mother. This person doesn't care if the relationship from a long lifetime friend just is done. And at 40 something years old, you're about to have a baby for a teenager. The poor guy is saying, I wouldn't want, even if I was to be a father, I wouldn't want to have my child with a woman who could be that child's grandmother. Meaning, he doesn't want your old ass to be his child's mother. Now, I know it sounds funny, but today's generation think that 40 is old. And anything in the 40s is old. My daughter is 9 years old. And she calls me grandpa. And she's like, how old are you, Dad? I tell her my age. She is like, ooh, Jesus. It, like, you know, I'm like, 40 will be here for you real soon, right? But to them, that's old. And if you think about it, come on, man. 18 to 40 is a long friggin' way, okay? They have a right to say you're old. A lot of us, when we were 18, 40 seemed like it would never come. It would never come. And it did, right? Right? If she's keeping the baby, since you're asking for my advice, there's nothing you can do. And if this pregnancy goes on for more than 4 or 5 months, I'm suggesting you tell your mom. Find a way to tell your mom, and then you don't have anything to worry about later on. Your mom knows. Find a way to tell your mom, but break it to your mom nicely. And I would say try to break it to your mom in a space where you can run quickly. If your mom is a Jamaican mother or Caribbean mother, then do it in a space, in a place where it's aired out, where you can get away, escape quickly. But you need to put this out there first, right? I'm not going to say wait till the child is born, because when the child is born, I will tell you also to make sure that you get a DNA test. Very suspicious that a woman is in her 40s, never had children her whole life, but then forces a sexual relationship with her friend's teenage son, and then she thinks she's pregnant by, or claims she's pregnant by that relationship, and wants to have a child, and she doesn't care what anyone says, she is having it. The consequences of this is too great. My mama would probably be wrapping her hair, you know what I'm saying, putting on Vaseline on her face, taking her heels off and putting on her sneakers and tying the lace up tight. You know what that means for black women, right? She about to whoop ass, right? Her and her friend would definitely not only not be friends anymore, she will be fighting, physically fighting. So that's how big of a deal that would be. I don't know if you got a mama like mine, but I think that's what it, but my best advice to you is tell your mom. This lady is disgusting. Feel bad for you that this is who you're gonna have as a child, a mother to your child. I mean, by the time that child is 18, she providing that you're the daddy, or she has the child, right? You're gonna have a 60 something. She is 40 something now. She'll be 60 something, going into 70s. She'll be going into her 70s by the time that child is 18 years old. So yeah, you have every right to say you would never want to have a child with somebody who could be your child's grandmother instead of their mother. And I don't know what woman in her right mind would even allow herself to do that. Damn. I'll close this video by saying this. Watch your children and trust nobody. And when I say trust nobody, I mean absolutely nobody. Yeah, that way. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. Leave some constructive, intelligent comment for this young person. And I'll catch you on the next video. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.